Welcome back, friends of the podcast, to another episode. Maybe you're a friend of the podcast. Maybe you're a lover of the podcast. Either way, you're welcome here. As you can see, school is just around the corner. It started in some places, hasn't started quite yet. We're starting. We are in a classroom, a little too old to be in a classroom, but maybe not this one. Uh, we are in the Doki Doki Literature Club classroom, except it's the Doki Doki TCG Club. Why are we here? Because it's school related, and it was all I could think of.
Classic.
For this episode, we are joined by some familiar strangers. First off, we've got...
I'm Jake. I'm a tsundere baddie, but you knew that.
Brian.
Brian has a cheerful exterior, but he hides a darkness within him.
Grr.
Andrew. I don't have an intro here, so let's go next.
Steph, you.
Good for you. I have your intro. You are intellectual, and you like reading books and analyzing them, and also you're anxious. That's your intro. That's just you in real life.
I mean, anxious is definitely me. Everything else, that's a freaking lie.
You don't like to read?
It's not that I don't like to read. It's just I don't.
That makes sense because
often.
you're not a card. You're a card game player, so.
Exactly. I'm also not an intellectual because I play card games.
That's also true. That's also true. That's also true. Sorry.
Well, if you guys haven't noticed, this episode is all about Doki Doki Literature Club, visual novels in general, anime, like manga, just like otaku stuff. Like, we're going to talk about all of that.
Hell yeah, I'm so in.
Just kidding. We're not talking about any of that. We are actually going to talk about Guilty Gear Strive because I'm really excited about that set. This is speaking of anime, by the way. Beautiful art style in that game.
Word.
Very good.
They're coming out with some BLITZ boxes for Guilty Gear Strive. They just released an article that was introducing the Universus BLITZ box, a new booster product.
Steph,
these are... Yes.
Tell me, what is a BLITZ box?
Well, a BLITZ box is a new product type in the Universus lineup. It has 12 booster packs from the featured set, and this time it's Guilty Gear, so it sounds like they're going to be doing BLITZ boxes for more than just Guilty Gear in the future. Same stuff you would find in normal boosters, just smaller, and it's a lower price point, so it's kind of that mid-range between you want more than just a single booster pack, but you don't want to buy 24 or 36 or whatever of them. So if you play like Pokemon, I think this is roughly equivalent to like the booster bundles, which are 6. Obviously not exactly the same because this is 12, but somewhere around there. And they don't have... Universus has not put out like an official price for it yet, but if you look at some of the pre-orders that are out there already, they're kind of in the 55 to 70 price range. $54.99 was the lowest I saw, and then 75 was the highest for pre-sale. So it'll be somewhere around there, and that's about half of what we pay for a booster box, depending on the set. Some are more expensive than others.
That is true, but also some shops will just charge more than like standard MSRP.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not exactly like it's the closest thing that we have to a price point since UVS hasn't given us a price point for the BLITZ boxes, but it's also not something to really, I guess, quote, considering that some shops will just charge more, which is perfectly fine. Shops do what they need to do, but it's not necessarily a good baseline.
No, and these prices are not set in stone, like I said. These are just what I have found online from people listing their pre-sale of these. So who knows what they'll end up being when they come out to your local game store. You'll probably know better than us. But I really like this concept. I don't really think it's that out there for a card game. Like I said, Pokemon does the booster bundles. Like, this is just a mid-range product for people who don't want to buy a shit ton of cards. They just want, like, a respectable amount of cards.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Also, I really like the design of the packs. I think it's really clean. It's really hard to go wrong with Guilty Gear art because it just looks so good.
Agreed.
True.
They're very eye-catching.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, sorry, Andrew, you want to go first, or do you want
to? No, I think you're cuter than me, so go for it.
That is true. What I was gonna say is, I play another card game that sells 12-pack boxes. And they sell at around 65, give or take. I don't expect Universus to go that way because, like, they're a premium style product. I would expect them to be around the 55 to 65 range. That's where I'm expecting the price point for Guilty Gear to be. That being said, I'm not the man who gets to make that decision. So who knows where they're going to actually be.
Yeah, and I mean, to kind of piggyback off that point, I was going to mention something similar. I played a card game way back in the day that had a similar product. It wasn't like a full booster box. It was kind of like this, where it was basically half a box, half a booster box. And it was like, basically half the box, half the price of a normal booster box. So it's not like this is a new concept. It's been around for a little bit, and even more so with some of these other card games having these, like what Steph was saying, with Pokemon having like booster bundles, not exactly 1-to-1, but a similar vein, really. So it's not really unheard of, and makes sense that UVS Games wants to try to dip their toes in having their own sort of product line like this.
Yeah, I'm super down for Universus like diversifying their product, because really all we have is like we got starter boxes, we've got challenger decks, I guess starter decks, challenger decks, the booster boxes, which are like the big gigantic ones that are like $100, and then just singles. And I don't think there's much else. And like if you look at like Pokemon, which is the easiest one for me to compare to, like they've got like binder bundles and like posters and stickers, and obviously like Pokemon has a much deeper pockets, but it's more appealing to like casual collectors,
Yeah. It is also Pokemon is targeted mostly towards kids, and is like the most collectible card game out there, so they're going to have all these sort of bundles that will entice collectors to get them, because Pokemon is just very collectible. So if you don't do a bundle in Pokemon, I think you're just doing things wrong.
Well, here's an example that I think would work for Universus. So what if they did like a playmat bundle? So you get an exclusive playmat in this set, and then you also get 4 or 5 packs. Or like we could do the same like binder bundle, because I know you need binders for your cards, but it's like got some of the official art that they had like made just
binder
for
set
Universus
thing.
on it. Yeah, or like a deck box bundle. It's just something like that I think would work and be really cool.
I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I was gonna say that we see similar things with other IPs where it's just like, yeah, you're gonna buy a bunch, like an accessory bundle plus like a pack or two, or like multiple packs, or whatever the price point ends up being, depending on how much you're spending. Where it's like, yeah, you get a mat, a binder, and a couple of packs or whatever. Here's how much it costs. Like there are some like middle ground options that are really cool.
What do you think, Jake?
I think having like smaller products is a really good way to go.
Would you buy a playmat bundle?
Depends on how big this playmat bundle is.
Like a gigantic playmat?
Yes,
like
the
size
playmat is the size of your house.
Yeah.
That's
like
massive. It's like a carpet rug
Like
playmat.
that's it? Like that's it?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, not the size of your house, the size of your living room.
That's massive.
Yeah, if it's the size of my living room, I think it's fine.
What
I think
was
it's
like the
probably,
price point?
mini enough. Price went like $15. Like, what could it cost?
Yeah.
Like,
$15. How much can a banana cost?
All right. Well, the Guilty Gear Strive Blitz box is coming out later this year. We haven't heard much else aside from that, so we're just gonna have to wait for product details, card previews, which we hope we get, and pre-order information. I think what is it, like October that's supposed to come out, or am I just like?
I think it's November.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's like
I was-
November 7th or 11th, whatever that weekend is.
they're gonna be doing pre-releases and stuff
Mhm.
for this set, like a normal set, right?
I think
I don't-
so.
Yeah,
No?
have we heard anything about that? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they are.
Uh,
They are going to be doing them, and I don't know how much we're allowed to say on that side, but I will say you'll want to attend them.
Absolutely.
For sure.
But that being said, like, we're diehards.
Mm-hmm.
We should say, like, you want to attend every pre-release for Universe. It's so cool.
Yeah,
Like, they're
they are
always
very
fun.
They are
Mhm.
very fun. So this will be happening
I'm
around.
99% sure it's November 7th for the
That would make
pre-release.
sense because it would be right before the Northeast Regional, which is in like December, I believe.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
December something.
Yeah,
5th.
I don't know if we have like we don't have the
I don't-
location for sure. I'm not sure about the date, but I know it's like December area.
I'm pretty sure we usually get both together. So
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
shall see.
super excited for Guilty Gear Strive.
Yes.
When it gets closer to that, you will hear me hyping that up a lot and just yeah, I'm just gonna be chilling the hell out of that. So
Yeah,
just
Jake had his time in
Woo!
the sun with hyping up
Turtles.
turtles. Steph is gonna hype up Strive. This is her turtle set.
just a reminder.
and then
we're-
also, oh sorry, Steph, go ahead.
just a reminder, we're not paid for any of this. This will be an important reminder when I start talking about Strive because you will think that I have been paid for this, and I have not. You can pay
Secondarily,
me if you want to. Just put it out there.
absolutely, if you want to play, if you want to pay us, hook us up. I was gonna say, I'm a man who wants to have everybody else have fun, so I'm hyping up Jake on his turtles because turtles are dope. I'm hyping up Steph on her Guilty Gear because Guilty Gear is dope.
Yes.
When something comes out that Andrew really cares about, I'm gonna be hyping that up. When something comes out that I really care about, no one will hype me up. That's just the way it will be.
That's just the way it
I'll
is,
hype
man.
you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine. I understand that no one cares about the things I care about. It's
I
okay.
literally never said that. What do you slander?
I told you, he's cheerful but hiding darkness. This is the darkness.
Goodness.
Dog. Sorry.
Oh, that's the stuff in Kingdom Hearts.
Please don't ever talk about KH ever again in my presence.
I've never heard someone abbreviate that game out loud. Never heard of it referred to as KH.
Look, I'm a real fan, and at the same time, I hate this game.
That's fair.
Just like a Sonic fan.
Hey,
That's fair.
Sonic is
Sonic's-
dope.
Wait, Sonic
And
set?
also-
That would be hype.
Actually, hell yeah. You want to give a set that I'm going to be super hype about and no one else will care about as much as I do? Sonic. I'm
That
so
is
fucking...
completely false. You're crazy if you think no one else will care about Sonic the Hedgehog.
On
becoming
this
a set.
team?
I
On
don't
this
care
team.
about Sonic the Hedgehog.
I care about
I don't-
Sonic a decent bit.
I don't
James would
think you
lose
guys-
his James is like screaming in his head right now listening to this. He's like, man,
I do not
love
believe
Sonic."
you. I know James, and I know how much I like Sonic. There's no way.
Yeah, and then it'll be like based off the Archie comics or something, probably.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah,
please.
Archie Comic Sonic! So in!
The guy really likes Sonic.
Yes, that was the point.
He
Sorry,
just
I apologize.
lost his mind.
Bringing us back to sets that exist in reality at the current moment, we're going to talk a little bit more about turtles, as we've been talking about them for the past many months, because they are so exciting and we
True.
love them. Universus released a new set of articles about TMNT game design. We really enjoyed them. We liked hearing about the mechanics that the designers gave these characters and how they kind of tried to fit those mechanics in with the personalities of the characters and give them abilities that fit with their personalities but didn't make them too overpowered or too underpowered or too anything else. So I'm going to start a little read through and we're going to talk about characters that we like. The Heroes of NYC. We're getting closer to the release of our newest set. So Matt thought he'd sit down with us all to share some insight into the design process. He only had a little time, though, as it sounds like there's a giant mutant crashing near his office in Seattle. So he's going to start with the good guys. And the first good girl is...
Your girl, April O'Neil. All right, so April O'Neil, high school reporter, 6 hand size, 27 health character, static. Your checks to play ally attack cards get +1, and enhance your rival mills 1. Period. Use the effect below that matches the milled card's check value. 6 or greater, your rival discards a card. 4 or 5, review a card. Period. If you did, draw 1 card. Period. 3 or less, draw 1 card. April went through various incarnations where she revealed the top card of the rival's deck, behaving as a reporter getting the scoop. It fit thematically, but was often either unfun, completely ineffective, or worse, helping the rival. We eventually switched to a mill ability for that reason. She doesn't need to reveal what's coming next, she just needs to air out your secrets. As a mill character who can mill on your rival's attacks, April has the potential to run really lean on attacks herself to balance that out and reduce the effectiveness of her mill abilities a bit, then add a static that helps you play ally attack cards. April doesn't do a lot of attacking on her own, but others are more than eager to fight for her, and I felt like that came through well in the design. I will say, April's really cool. I played her in testing with some of the other team members. The enhance your rival mills one, do a thing, felt really freaking cool. I played a mostly ally list. I couldn't play an all ally list because there's just not enough on her 2 symbols. I think she needs like one card to really like force her enhance to go a direction to be really good. But she was fun as heck.
Yeah, I've seen April O'Neil used in Purely's was it last week as of this recording. And I don't know, even on my turn as I was, going through the motions, every time my rival was like, "Yeah, mill a card. Yeah, mill a card." And as someone who hates mill, hated that, but besides that, like it just basically just gives her more to do instead of just kind of waiting for her turn to do all this cool stuff to just get reap the benefits. It was very interesting just to see April in action. And that was sealed, not constructed, so I can only imagine how constructed was.
Other people? Anybody else?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I think they really nailed the reporter getting the scoop thing, because once you report, or before you report, you're gonna scoop. Like, you just don't want to play this character. It's really bad.
That's me whenever I see a mill character.
Damn.
I'm gonna scoop.
Is she that bad for real?
No.
Oh, okay.
Jake, say your piece, and I'm gonna give my rebuttal.
I think Brian's gonna be +1 on this character because he likes milling. See his run with Night Eye and Nats this last year.
Anyway, continue.
I think she's probably fine. Like, she's a little bit low on the hillside for a 6-hander. But making them draw cards is very. I like that it's on there, but unless they're playing a lot of 6s, there are just decks that this not going to happen.
Well, they discard cards on a 6, first off.
That's what I'm saying. On a 6 or greater, on a check value.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there are decks that this is just not going to happen against. There are decks that don't play 6s. So like 4 or 5, review one card, if you need to draw a card, getting to filter one, nice. Or if you mill an attack, getting to draw a card is cool. I just don't like on face, outside of like getting the +1 to your checks, I don't think there's anything too crazy. Especially because her only real symbol is what is that? Void?
All void.
All
yep.
void. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
void is the better
like
symbol.
so you're gonna want to play on void, and even then, like, what are you playing ally package wise that's gonna make enough use out of this that's gonna have like real impact?
So my rebuttal is the ally attack bonus is gravy. Getting to check a 6 on an ally instead of a 5 is really cool. Totally dope. Her big effect is she gets to see so much of her deck so easily. Even if they don't run the 6s, you just get to go, all right, cool, I'll get rid of the worst card in my hand and draw a new one. Or sometimes I just get a free new card. Her downside is she doesn't make them weaker or slower or anything when she does this thing. She gets card advantage, which is very strong, which is why she doesn't do anything else. I think she needs a card that either changes the check values so she can guarantee 6s or guarantee 3s to like let you do the thing you want to do, and you go, oh, oops, every time I play an attack, I'm drawing another card until I run out of cards to be able to play. Sorry. Or you go, hey, you're not going to get to hold a hand. I'm going to reveal all your secrets, and I'm going to slam you with as many attacks as big as they can be.
Yeah, and I mean, it is nice that basically every attack, whether it be your rivals or your own, April just has the opportunity to just sculpt her hand mid-turn, no matter what. Like, that sounds pretty good. And in the off chance that they are your rival is playing 6 checks, then they just get to lose a card. And on their turn, that can be like,
yeah,
massive.
It can be backbreaking.
Like, even if they have a great card and they discard it, that just means they're building one less great card.
And then sometimes you just get lucky. You play your first attack and you go, hey, mill one. And you go, oh, I don't get a card. But you lose one. And it turns out you can't block anymore. So I guess I'll keep pressing my button. Everything's free. Let me put as many damage pumps, etc. as I can, because you've been exposed.
Yeah. Like, the equation to solve here with April is to find the stats, of course. Like, she's got the card advantage, like you were saying, which I think is just as valid. You just need to solve the equation of, hey, I need my attacks to actually be meaningful.
Yes. And I think the 3 ways you make attacks meaningful are they can't be blocked. That's what April does, or can do.
Virtually, yeah.
Like, she has the option for that. She also has the option of just, I never lose cards for playing the game, which is also very good. You either make them so meaningful in damage that you can't afford to not block them, or you make them so meaningful in speed that blocking them only means you get to block 1.
Well, let's move on to rats. A rat dad. Specifically Splinter, the caring father. This is a character that we revealed, actually, so he has a gentle place in my heart for being that, and also for being a rat, which I love.
And also being dope, because he's Splinter.
And being a caring father.
He is a caring father. He's such a good dad. So if you didn't know, he is a 7-hand size, 22 health character, and his first enhance says once per turn Tenacious. Change this attack speed and damage to the printed speed and damage of one other attack in your card pool. His second enhance is on the rival's turn, and you commit and ready 2 foundations. So Splinter started out with a fun concept of teaching. He demonstrates an attack and says, do it like this. As a mentor and adaptable fighter, it made a lot of sense to Matt, the designer of the game. Initially, Splinter could change all of his own attacks to match the biggest one, and he could ready 1 foundation whenever the rival attacked. That sounds sick as hell.
It sounded really good.
That sounds strong as fuck. Both of these effects, unsurprisingly, turned out to be too repetitive and too strong, so they put in some tweaks and found a sweet spot pretty quickly. I wonder how sweet of a spot it is, because I have heard nothing about the competitive viability of Splinter at all. Like, nothing good, nothing bad. I just have heard nothing about him. Granted, I'm not in these conversations a lot, but I just don't know what's going on with him.
I actually like Splinter's words quite a bit. The first dance is very funny to me because on water, right now at least, you have access to low blow, which is a breaker 2 high block. And on top of that, with Guide to Self-Defense, one of his Splinter's foundations, you get to sack it to pick up low blow, so you'll have another breaker 2 block. Or even then, you can block with it breaker 2, and if they decide to push through the breaker, you then say, hey, this attack, I know you stat pumped it a lot, or stat pumped it enough for me to care about it, because this is a first enhance, keep in mind. But then you just get to say, okay, so the stats of this attack is now a 3 low 3. I know you made it like a, I don't know, well, 3 whatever zone 3.
Think of like there was a meta that I played in that was very good for a while, where I was like, hey man, I play this 6 diff 3 mid 3, and I make it a 12 mid 14. And then you go, It's a 3/3. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So like you get to look at these attacks, especially if you're doing like attack setups where it's like, yeah, my next one's gonna get this, and it comes in with the stats, and then Splinter just says, actually, it's a 3/3, so no big attack for you.
Look at the cards on his symbol. There are definitely a bunch of cards on all and water in this set that just give. It's a 1/2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3/1. Like, you just go, I can block that one. I don't want to block it.
Yeah, exactly. You effectively just get to turn the attack into like just not threatening attack. And be like, yeah, that's fine. I want to keep cards in my hand. I'll take like 2. I'll take 2 damage. That's fine. And then being able to also commit to ready 2 foundations. So you get to ready any. You get to ready any speed hate. You get to ready moment of normalcy. You use normalcy to set it to printed speed or damage. Splinter then just says, hey, you get normalcy back. Let's go. Pog. So these words are very good. I think the general, I wasn't in these competitive conversations either, but I think a general consensus could be that how does Splinter kill people? It's kind of like the same thing with April, where you kind of just got to solve that problem. It's pretty much the same thing here with Splinter. Is, well, how does he kill people? You got to find it.
Yeah, it seems from what I've heard and kind of seen a little bit that this might be a problem with characters on water in general. As like these characters are very defensive and they have a lot of like tech and like tricks up their sleeve, but they just can't get there. Like I know James has struggled with that with his Hagakure list quite a bit, which I believe is on water. Like that's been something he's been tooling with for like years at this point. Yeah, and he just can't quite get there on water. So maybe this is a symbol problem.
I mean, I feel this because water is one of my favorite symbols, and I've played on the water symbol a good deal. So water has some kill power, but it's not consistent kill power. Or you have to play a very specific strategy that's easily countered.
Yeah, I feel like that water symbol is very good at defense. It's kind of like its thing. It is what it's best at, is best in class, best in show kind of description. There is an idea that if you can defend through the most important things, you'll just eventually kill your opponent. And that's just not necessarily true in our game.
Mm-hmm. Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, if you told me in MH84, yeah, water's big strength is I block them all and then I kill you when you
just
do
crack
it,
back.
I'd have been like, yeah, man, that sounds right, because you have Tongue Whip, you have these cards that kind of like get there.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I have nothing to block with, so you're just going to slap the crap out of me because I can't do anything about it.
Yep.
But that feels less true now than it did before.
Yeah, like water pretty much has that feeling of being the crackback symbol, where they defend out, slow you down to where you overcommit, and then they go in. It's like, all right, well, now I'm going to just run you over. I'm going to flood you with all these attacks and kill you.
Now, I will say, in terms of like thematics, I think they did nail it. I can see what they were getting at with like being a mentor and like teaching and everything they were talking about. And I think it's good.
Leonardo, the leader, is who we're going to be talking about. He's the leader.
I wasn't done with Splinter, though.
I don't care. So, Leo, he's sick. He's a champion mutant. 6 hand size, 31 health. Response, after an attack is blocked, look at the top card of your deck. You may commit this card. If you do, draw 1 card. Otherwise, you may mill 1. Response, after you mill 1 or more cards, this attack or your next attack gets +1 damage. He has the all and good symbol. So Leonardo was very similar to how he is now, just more boring and straightforward. The Boy Scout of the crew. An early adjustment allowed his damage pumps to synergize with milling. These were initially disconnected, which gave him greater potential and more direct game plan. You might expect a mill-based character to have the fire symbol, but you have to keep in mind, If he did, he would have needed to be toned down more. Leo showcasing incremental self-mill in all gives us a great opportunity to design new tools. Yes and no. So as somebody who's I played Leo at my locals, and I'm probably going to continue to play Leo because I think his gameplay patterns are really fun, and I'm already seeing good potential against certain decks.
This is a good symbol.
That make me think that he could really do something, like the way he can manipulate the matchup as long as you know what you're playing into. My biggest issue is they gave him the worst symbols out of all 4 turtles. Like, he has all in good. 2 symbols that have seen very little support, even though they got support in this set. There's not a lot that does that much milling and stuff in this set that helps him directly. There's a couple of good generic like reset cards, or like there's the one card that when you block, you can commit it to draw a card, which is really neat. There are things that kind of fuel your gameplay and allow you to kind of keep cards in hand in the foundation sense, so they don't have to be on your character. But Raph got fire and good. Michelangelo got air and good, and Donnie got void and good. All cards, or all symbols that have good cards that have been showing up in the meta for a long time, with fire having so many tools to play with. Air too, actually, because they've both been supported in Attack on Titan with all the attuned cards. There are so many good cards on those symbols. I feel like they really could have done him better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say with Leo because I haven't played as Leo. I haven't played against him. Only from what I have sort of heard and witnessed in like maybe a couple seconds from locals. So I don't have much to say with Leo because he also just hasn't really been on my radar. But yeah, I definitely think him having all in good is an interesting choice. Like, fire is definitely the mill symbol, like they said here in the article.
The self-mill symbol, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. These symbols, like giving Leo these symbols, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't really got a lot here.
So my opinion is, I think there's a side philosophy of all fire having this like self-mill game plan because of Endeavor in the previous sets. And I think they just didn't want to buy into it as deep right now. There's definitely a world where we get a good card or an all card that lets us like mill every attack. That just like kind of puts us in the money. It's like 1-man Inferno, but it's a 1-diff and it's all attuned. So it can't go in Endeavor again to be like really messed up.
Fair.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying is like there's not really any cards that super do that. Like that was one of my big things that I noticed is I'm having to play so many cards like attacks that do it, or like so many weird pieces in my deck to be able to pump out. Because originally when I was building the deck, I was like, man, I shouldn't need that much defense or that much damage. I've got damage on face. I should be trying to manipulate like my speed and stuff. And then as I build the deck, as I play the deck, I go, there are just moments where I can't give any damage because I can't find ways to mill.
I also think there's a second thing where it definitely feels like he should be allowed to do this thing where he becomes a strike back character because I block your card. I give my next attack damage. I give my next attack damage. And like you block a string and you go, my next attack is going to be so big. You don't know. You're an idiot for attacking so many times when I could block. Oops. Here's this giant card. But because of the way our game works, he doesn't give the damage again. Like it goes away because a turn is ended.
I don't know. I would love to see more from Leo here. Because I'm with Jake that I think this character has interesting play patterns. Again, mostly speaking from his experience, because again, I haven't really seen the character in action, just more of maybe 2 seconds worth. of actually seeing the character play, but not even really paying much mind to that game because I was too focused on mine.
Sure.
But I would love to see more.
I mean, I agree. As a person who played Leo in the pre-release, and then I played him at one of my locals, just because like that's what I had in my backpack. I was like, I own a bunch of Leo cards. Let me see if that feels good. The game was fun, but I wasn't playing like ultra competitive, hyper focused lists on I need to make it to the end of a big 200-man tournament. And like, it was a cool deck, but it doesn't feel like it does enough sometimes.
I will say playing against Leo as Ryu was really funny because every time someone blocked, like we were just going crazy. It was like Christmas.
The block step. I've got so many buttons. You got so many buttons. Let's push all our buttons real quick. All right,
Yeah.
cool. I will say that's kind of how, Steph, you haven't played a lot of I'm a defensive character decks. That's kind of how it feels when you play another defensive character deck. When you're just like, "Hey, somebody blocked. Everybody push all their buttons right now.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody blocked again. Everybody push all their buttons again."
As someone who has played a fair share of defensive decks, very much so is how it feels. All right. I played this card. I blocked. I'm going to have you wait for just a second. If you got any buttons to push, wait till I have mine to push. Got it? All right. I'm going to push my buttons.
I will say, Steph, you mentioned Ryu, and my janky Leo list, based on stuff I had in my backpack at locals, was a couple of pre-release kits and 2 Street Fighter Ryu decks that were in my backpack. And I played a bunch of the Ryu all stuff. It did feel really cool to just be like, oh, you blocked? Trigger. All right, cool. What do you want to do now? Like, I'm going to play another attack now, I guess. Where after I've looked at 7 cards off the top of my list and decided what was the best card to maybe accidentally draw or something else. Like, it didn't feel like it was enough, but it did feel like Leo got to just like select the coolest card from the top of his deck and just like go off.
Yeah, and like, so speaking of that match that we played, I learned that Ryu cares about completely blocked.
Word.
Leo only cares about blocking. So partial blocks count because the attack is still
Was
considered
blocked.
Which is really interesting. And I think that kind of feeds into what I was saying about Leo. Like, I feel like he has potential if you know the matchup. Like at game 1, I didn't really know what I was getting into. And then, which led Steph to getting a lot of value and then running my head in. Game 2, I
Like
played
Ryu should.
Exactly. And then I played to my strengths. I won game 2. And then game 3, I just kind of overextended in the worst way and didn't have the damage to finish it out, which also leads into what I was saying is like sometimes I just felt like I didn't have the damage to really push it through, and I had to play these weird utility cards to try to get my mills off. So
Agreed.
I don't know.
Anyway, talking about a character that's way cooler and ruder than Leonardo.
Rooter for sure.
Raphael. Raphael the Muscle is a 6-hand size, 32 health character on fire and good. We're talking about self-mill. Here's the time. He has Enhance. This attack gets +1 or -1 speed for each attack in his card pool. And Enhance, discard your hand. Your Fury attack gets +4 damage. According to Matt, Raph ended up almost exactly as he had first designed him, just with +2 health. He went through a few different iterations, but in the end, the most fun version was the first one. Raphael is reckless, and in this particular version of TMNT, he's extremely fight-focused. Giving him abilities that just buff stats made a lot of sense. The puzzle lies in how he goes about doing it. Having additional synergy with AOT fire cards was also a great way to emphasize these themes. I have not built Raphael yet. He's on my very short list. I'm a big Raph fan. Like, there's a world in which I just show up in a dumb red bandana to my next big event because Raph is the coolest. As a person who like has played this game a lot, reading these words, we've compared the discard your hand to Midoriya 1's discard your hand, and it's not the same, obviously. His +1 or -1 speed is good. It does feel hard to me to do the -1 speed for each attack card in my card pool when I've discarded my hand to try and kill you. What am I blocking with? How am I getting new cards in my hand? And I feel like he just needs a card. We need a we needed a card that just says, "Hey, I'll commit and draw a card. Hey, I'll commit and draw 2 cards if I have no cards in my hand." What kind of card would that be?
Passing the torch?
No, that sounds messed up. That card was really good. We shouldn't put that card back. But we should have a card like it that does the exact same thing.
My bad. Handing the torch.
Eating the torch.
Handing the flashlight.
There we go. Hit me with the torch, bruv.
Yeah, I mean, it's very awkward. In order to give the -1 speed, it's each deck in your card pool, and just like you said, you're not gonna have a hand to really utilize that part of the effect. I like the versatility. It's just clunky with the overall game plan of now I'm ditching my hand to kill you because I don't need to block if you're on the ground. And it also leading into that, if you discard your hand and you do not kill your opponent, you better hope that they don't have the means of killing you right then and there.
Agreed. And in this world of post AOT, going, I ditched my hand, I didn't do it. Do you have 32? Is terrifying.
Yes.
There are so many good characters that go, 32?
That's it?
Oh, I guess I kill you. My bad. I didn't realize you were just going to give me the game. Attack. Anyway, that's 33. Good game.
And to be fair, Raph does have cards that say, hey, play me from the remove from game pile. So, like, if you have ways to just remove the cards and throw in the attacks and swing that way, sure. But there's only so many of those. I don't think there's a whole lot.
My big thing for him is he doesn't have any really good cards that say, hey, you're just allowed to be played from remove pile. He has his ultra, is it tough talk or is it enough talk? You play it from your hand, you remove the top 3, and you just play the cool attacks that you remove from the top 3. There is a world where playing the sickest attacks that you removed off the top of your deck is just like really strong. But he doesn't have anywhere to like guarantee the sickest attacks are the ones on the top of his deck, which I think is what he wants. You know what I mean? Like there's a world where you go, oh, you didn't kill me. I play enough talk. I remove the top 3. I know the top 3 attacks are just like the top 3 are attacks, and I'm going to play 4 attacks here. And I'm just going to remove my hand because I don't need to do anything special from here. All of the attacks are getting X speed, where X is the number of attacks in the pool, and 4 damage. And damn, that might be really bad for you, isn't it? But you don't have a way to guarantee that, and that's a big thing for him being like ultra competitively viable. I do think Raph is cool. I think like he's really fun. I think the idea is really cool. I kind of wish he had like maybe 1 more health in a world in AOT where like we're just like allowed to have really crazy health totals and still have 6 hand size. But he's on my short list because I love Raph. Raphael is a cool but rude guy.
Classic.
Steph, you didn't say anything. What do you think about Raphael?
Well, there's a reason I didn't say anything, and it's because I don't think about Raphael.
And that's because you're not based. No
his
offense.
card makes me uncomfortable because he looks
Why?
uncomfortable on the card. He's looking at me like he's like, save me. Like he looks
It's
uncomfortable on this
save
card.
me.
Like he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be doing this. I need to free this turtle.
Only wants to do this.
I don't know.
Knowing Raph, he only wants to go, this one might kill you. It might not. We'll see.
Rav is just there.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we're here. One of us is gonna be on the ground. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be you.
And I want it to be you. I'm kind of insisting it be you in my mind.
No, I think he's cool. He's straightforward. And I like straightforward characters. He's just kind of exactly what it says on the tin. Like there's not a lot.
Agreed.
It's not a lot to think about, except when you have to discard your hand. That could get tricky, but other than that, it's like, and it's really not. It's just like, okay, are you going like balls to the wall? Yes. Okay, discard your hand. Like, that's it. Are you gonna kill him this turn? Yes. Do it. Are you gonna not kill him this turn? Okay, don't do it.
Agreed. I agree. He's someone who's like, he does do a thing I really like about this game, where like I'm allowed to like play big defense and then go, oh, I'm not going for it, so I'll build another turn, or I'm like, I'll make you think this is the turn I really wanted to go in. I'm not gonna, and then they go in again, and you go, oh, you really shouldn't have gone in a second time. You don't have it. I'm gonna kill you. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, if he does not have any cards in hand, can he still do his second enhance? Can
Yes.
you,
Yes.
you can pop that with no cards
Yes,
in hand.
because
Okay.
because you can have a hand of 0 cards.
Okay, but
Yeah,
if it
and you
said
discard
like
all
discard
0
one
cards.
hand, or
Yes.
if it was like discard a card, then you couldn't do it. I
Then
gotcha.
you could not,
Correct.
because you would not have a card to discard. But since it's
So maybe that's like ideal state then. It's
Yes.
like you got nothing.
well, yeah. The idea is you have these remove from play attacks that you can somehow cheat in, so that way you just discard for 4 damage, and then you cheat you throw in the cheat attacks and go, cool, 4 damage. Okay, 4 damage.
Yeah, you go, oops, I'll give it 1, 2, 3 speed. Oops, I discard my hand of 0 cards. It gets 4 damage. Sorry.
Gotcha.
It turns out it's double what it should have been. Oops, I
Yeah.
play another one from the discard pile, or from the remove game fan pile. I do it again. Oops, it turns out it's huge. Oops,
Yeah.
it turns out it's huge. That is his thing, but if it doesn't do enough, he just dies.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even talk about his opponent's Jose Canseco bet. So, he can't be as good as I want him to be.
I mean, what else do you need there?
A card that said Jose Canseco bet.
But you didn't pay money for it.
No, it's just called "Tell Me You Didn't Pay Money for This."
Hell yeah. Honestly, I wish that was a block punish card. Where it's like an Omni block, and it's like, tell me you didn't pay money for this. And just like it,
I would have loved
it
that
could've
to
just
be flavor text.
it could have just been face shield, basically. And it was like, tell me you didn't pay money for this. Flip it.
Yeah.
And like that's it. That was the whole thing. Keep going. It's your turn. I can't do anything about this. Like, oh man, that would have been so cool. This set would have been like an 11 out of 10 for me. With that as, it doesn't even have to be fancy. It just like you said, the like flavor text could have just been like, tell me you didn't pay money for this.
My big
Wow.
thing is I like the set. I really, really like the 2003 Ninja Turtles. You know.
Yeah,
that's
every,
'cause you're a
every time
weirdo.
we talk about this set, I'm gonna bring that up.
We are, and I'm gonna ignore you. Who has an opinion about the next character?
I do.
Great.
Great. We got Michelangelo, the wild card. He's a brawler mutant, 7 hand size, 23 health. With the response, after your attack is blocked, your next kick, pizza, or punch attack gets +3 speed. Enhance rival's turn commit. Add 1 ready foundation from each player's stage to their hand. Has the air and good symbols. Matt Smith likes characters who are easy to understand and play straightforwardly, but still have room for decisions and interesting lines. He's hoping Mikey is one of those. A few things that you may not catch on the first read is that Mikey's response triggers from every block, but only buffs the speed of your next kick, punch, or pizza attack. You can build a deck full of those cards, so it functionally reads, after your attack is blocked, your next attack gets 3 speed. Or you can include just a few kick, punch, pizzas, so your string ends with something really fast. May Matt suggest Hang 10 or a Fajin Flurry? Mikey's
That's kind of messed up. +3 being
Yes.
the arc number there. Continue.
Mikey's Enhance also has some great utility. Want to bring a face down card back to your hand to play on your next turn? You can. Need a specific block zone out of your stage? Easy. Running behind on foundations and don't want to disrupt your board? Just wait to activate until your foundations are committed. Then you'll only bounce a rival foundation. Your rival will have to think twice before throwing out any old poke. I haven't been able to play with Michelangelo, but this pretty much, reading this is pretty much how I looked at the character, especially with the enhance being as strong as it can be. You have your cool defensive pieces down in your stage. You just get to pick it up, or you also get to tell your rival which one to pick up from their stage. It's like, hey, you have Keiko's Aid. You no longer have it in the stage. Pick it up. You have Moment of Normalcy. No more. Pick it up. I'm going to tell you to not have those, so when it comes to my turn, I don't have to worry about it. And then, of course, has the response that punishes your opponent for blocking and just says, okay, well, you blocked this one. Can you block this one? Because it's faster. And then it also mentions Fajin Flurry. That's very funny because Fajin Flurry will come in with the 3 speed and immediately get in a momentum. So that's pretty funny. That's actually pretty cool.
Which actually, because of the way it's written, just like with his character, is like you play like 2 or 3 attacks and then play Fajin, and you go, hey, I get that many momentum because I have multiple instances of +3 speed I'll respond to.
Yep.
Oops.
That's true. Yeah, so that's actually quite hilarious. Like I said, I haven't played with Mikey yet. I would love to, but I haven't really taken the time to drum up a list for him yet.
Same.
But I think he's very cool. Very much the wild card.
Interesting that we'd call him the wild card.
Is that true to his turtle lore? Is he? Oh, it
Yes
says it
and
on
no.
the card. Yeah, he's totally the wild card then. This is
It does.
corroborated. This is
That
facts.
that was his title. I would say in the greater Michelangelo lore, yes and no. Like he is definitely kind of like a goofball. He does these like weirdly wild things, but he's also way more serious than you think he is. Which, I mean, like in a way, this is very tied into his abilities, but not necessarily his like words, like the wild card, error, or like air good, etc. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, one of the greatest TMNT runs is a series about Michelangelo being extra serious. And there's a reason for that, but also, like, it makes sense in character because he is someone you could see being serious or see being goofy. I do agree, like, picking up the wildest card in your opponent's stage, like, that one. I don't want to deal with that. And also, I'll take this one.
Yeah, like
It's
you can
definitely
just,
very fun.
Yeah, you basically can just pick up your defensive pieces that you've already used to have it to rebuild for next turn, or if you need the block zone, you can pick it up to block with it. And you can also tell your rival, hey, that's a cool offensive card that you're going to need to kill me. Pick it up. I don't want you to have it.
Too bad it's not good enough.
Uh,
Anyway.
I like how Michelangelo's reading. Makes his attacks fast. Granted, very specific keyword that he can make fast, but can still make attacks
very
fast.
specific set of keywords.
Yes.
I will say, as is my complaint with like Yu Hakusho and a couple other sets, when we create or introduce a very new keyword, such as, I don't know, pizza, I want our keywords to be things that could come up from other sets. Like, are you telling me Guilty Gear is going to have a pizza set, like a pizza card that's on his symbol so that he could do something about? Probably not.
If we get Soul Bad Guy, if he does not have a pizza card, like just a card with him eating pizza, then that's bad.
I mean, I don't disagree. I'm just saying, like, a big thing for me with, like, Yu Hakusho, with, like, Yusuke, etc., is I feel like we should be designing sets forward with the idea of it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the coolest card every time. But I want to still play the multiple ITPs in this character who is the epitome of my IP. So, like, Yusuke and Dark Tournament, and go, yeah, man, there's a spirit card from Kurtl. There's a spirit card from AOT. There's a spirit card from Godzilla. They're not great, but I'm allowed to play them.
Yeah.
So these are things I'm allowed to do. You should pay attention to that. I'm allowed to show these cards from these other sets that aren't my set.
Well, moving on from the wild card, we're going to be moving on to the smart one. We have Donatello, the smart one. My boy,
Woo!
the GOAT.
Woo!
He is an inventor, mutant, 7 hand size, 23 health, with an enhance
Woo!
your attack. Woo!
I just messed with you. Sorry. Continue.
Group wooing is at 10.
Woo!
Enhance. Your attack gets +1 damage for each asset in your stage. We got ourselves another asset character. And then response, commit. After you block with an asset with printed difficulty 4 or less, build it. Has the good and void symbol. Donatello is Matt Smith's favorite turtle. Hell yeah. Kudos. I love them all, or he loves them all. But if you had to pick one, it's the geek. Donnie likes to play
Continue.
defense. Huh?
I said it shouldn't be. Continue.
All right, shut up. Donnie likes to play defense, but once all his toys are charged up, he becomes a menace. This was another character who ended up very close to his original version, but it really came together once Donnie's bow staff was revamped to fit his game plan. I have played a decent bit of Donatello with testing on Tabletop Sim, and I played a list from our last locals event, and I like Donatello. I definitely think he can be played defensive, as I just like to play defensive decks, and Donatello definitely feels that way. But I also just feel like with how the game is right now, you have to be careful with being too defensive. If you are, then you're just not going to do anything, and you're just going to get ran over, even though you have what you need.
All the answers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you can't play like hard defense with Donatello, because eventually, with the enhance, eventually you have to start swinging back. And it is very awkward when you don't have enough assets to really get the damage pump, so you maybe have to wait another turn or what have you, and then that's just enough time for your opponent to kill you. So if you're too defensive, your rival can just capitalize and then kill you because you're a 7-hander and die with a very swift breeze.
I mean, I kind of agree. I think there's a whole setup of he wants to try and like punish you for attacking him, but he also has to punish you back. So like the punish has to be he gets to swing back at you. And if he doesn't see the right cards, definitely doesn't feel like he's doing enough. Like he really wants to be a crackback character. He's like, yeah, man, I held enough. Sorry, I built the coolest asset that was still in my hand.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to kill you with it.
Yeah, I mean, so he gets access to a lot of cool assets, don't get me wrong. Being able to block with Dodie, a fortive asset, and being able to use it to ready other assets in your stage, or just to have it to reset the damage of an attack that's going to kill you, is very cool. Or you have a cape in your stage, you use it, they play another attack, you block with another cape, and then you build it down and just say, okay, you play another attack, I'm just going to cape it again.
Yeah, there's definitely a world where it's really messed up to be like, cape, Genkai's, oops, I blocked with a cape, it'll come down. Do you want to play a 4th attack?
Yeah, Like the potential with the amount of like the assets that Donnie has access to is great, and I love it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love playing Donatello. Like when I played the games I've played with Donatello, each time I'm like, man, I love this character. This character is so cool. And it's just I wanted to try to be as defensive as I possibly can, but that's probably just more of a me thing, not necessarily the character. But I think if you play Donatello, you can't be like you have to like try to strike a medium of being defensive but also offensive, especially with his enhanced to just buff the damage on your attacks equal to each asset that you have. And it's great when you play an attack and just say, yeah, man, it's getting 5 damage for free. It's pretty great. Being able to have a decently fast attack and then go, yeah, it's like 5 hard. It's like hitting you 5 harder, man. It's like it's like a 7 mid for 14 because I can catch.
I also think like what you were saying, like it ties into his idea of being the smart one. The smart people who play the game, the smart people, the smart characters, etc., are just like characters that go, oh, it's my turn to be offensive. Here you go, man. You should solve that problem.
Yeah. And I mean,
and
I think
like make them do it.
I do like that he has the inventor keyword. And so he can use the Cabal's Ruin for the -1 speed. So you can block with Cabal's Ruin, build it, and then you have minus speed for every attack. Very good. And also
very cool.
It also has the charge counters, so it also later can just help an attack just be a dunk.
Oops, I kill you.
And that is the only inventor card that Donatello gets access to, which is a little awkward, but still
a little unfortunate.
But it's still a good card. It's an asset, so he can block with it and build it down, and he still gets to use the minus speed on it, and he still gets to use all the words on it. It's perfectly fine. But no, I'm very happy with Donatello. I definitely think that's right here that Donatello likes to play defense. And if you're not careful, he can kill you just as easily.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some nasty assets out there. So I've kind of heard rumblings about Donnie maybe actually being pretty good. So I'm curious to see if anybody's going to bring him to Toronto or maybe to Atlanta and do well with him.
Well, I'm definitely going to try to bring him to Toronto. Or I'm sorry, not Toronto, Atlanta.
Yeah.
I sadly can't go to Toronto.
True.
Yeah, the only
Not a good
people
time.
from Response on Play going to Toronto are me and James.
Yeah, bunch of nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Think I can hide in
We
like
have our passports.
You think I can hide in like someone's suitcase or something? Like smuggle me?
Maybe.
It's possible.
Maybe we could do it. We could do
We'll
it.
do some like Mr. Bean level physical comedy and get you in there.
Hell yeah.
All right, who's reading? Who's talking about?
I want to
The
talk
last.
about them. I like
my
this
bad.
card, and I like what's going on with it. So this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles card. This is all 4 of them on one card, and it's pretty simple, and that's why I really like it. It's a 4 hand size, and it's got 40, count it, 40 health, 40.
4-0. Mm-hmm.
And it's just got all this card has is a static on it. It says if you check a 3 or less during your turn. No, you didn't. You checked a 4 instead. That's any card.
You
3
checked bad
or less.
Absolutely not. You checked decently.
You no longer have 3, 2, or 1 checks in your deck. Anything 3 or less is a 4.
So long as
that's
it's
a 4
during
is
your
a
turn.
4. Anything that's a 5 and a 6 is a 5 and a 6. I love that. And so I guess the narrative for this is just the card is fun, which I agree with. It didn't start out in the set, but eventually there was a desire to have an additional rare character, and they couldn't just pick one turtle to fill the role. Since it was all of them at once, it needed to do something impressive, but it couldn't actually be as strong as 4 characters in one. So the team decided on a 4-hander with a huge health pool. They thought it would be a cheeky way to represent the boys as a band. They gave it an ability that wouldn't make them a fake 4-hander, but would help with some of the typical weaknesses 4-handers face. Side note, I didn't know that 4-handers were a thing before this.
Mm-hmm.
We
They
can talk
sure
about that
were.
when
Good
I'm done.
old
Everybody loved this one. It's just fun to have an excuse to play 1 and 2 check attacks. Hell yeah. Where are my copies of Food Motivated at? One thing to keep in mind about these boys is the ability functions even when the character is committed, so feel free to use them to pay for your stuff whenever needed.
Absolutely.
But you were saying only on your turn, right?
Yes, because it's
Correct.
during your turn.
Oh,
that-
right. So it's your
If
turn.
you
in
check
other words.
during your turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you check
yeah,
a
so
1 on
there's-
your rival's turn, it sucks.
Yeah, you still checked the one. Sucks to suck. But you said there were 4-hand size characters before this?
Yes,
True.
there was definitely a handful. One that always, two that always come to my mind, is Goro and Shiva, both from Mortal Kombat.
Mhm.
Goro was very good. He got banned. Shiva was very good. She got banned, but then unbanned. For retro, so like you can unless like the legality changed. But as far as I know, Shiva was unbanned. You can still play Shiva in retro. And man, they they are annoying. If I remember what Goro could do, he could just ditch his hand and go into his discard pile and just grab whatever card he wanted. Effectively,
Correct. He discarded his hand and he picked the 4 best cards in his discard pile. That was his new hand, and then he played the game.
Yep.
And then every time he committed a face down, it counted as 2.
Yep.
That was his static.
The only thing with Shiva I remember is I think after your rival's combat phase begins, they stuff 3 in their card pool.
Word. And then I think she stuffed some other stuff.
Oh, she does, but that is the one that that comes to my mind, and I'm just like, why though?
So you're telling me 4-hand size characters have historically been pretty good.
they have
That's because they
been-
had some busted abilities and then still had really big health pools. I don't know if turning this into a 4 is a busted ability.
Yes. Like I would agree.
Comparably, I
Yeah.
will say.
Yeah,
I
because
like the simplicity of a static, but it's also the fact that it's just a static and there's nothing else going on. It's like, not great. Not great.
oh, very fun, cheeky like locals character, like for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I'm sure there's some people like wanting to work on this character, break the character, and by all means, go for it. I would
Please
love
do.
to see. Yeah, I would love to see what people cook up with this character.
Yeah, I would love to watch the Canada regional and then at the end of it being like, huh, it turns out the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles won. That was surprising. Anyway, let me look at this list.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean it's like freaking from pre-release and our last locals, Jake and I pulled. So I believe we have the regular of this. We have the retro alt art, and we also have the action figure alt art of this character.
I had the action figure of this, and it looks so good.
It
It's
looks
so
very
cool.
good. It looks very good. It was all we need is like the regular alt art.
Yeah, the one in the article is the one I also don't have. I'm like, I don't know, I've not seen that one.
Yeah. And it's like the alt arts look great, and I'm very curious. Again, I want to see what people cook up with this character. Just very funny.
Unintentional side note: Fire has the most 1 or 2 checks that it gets to cheat as far as attacks goes. Just be like, oops, I checked good anyway. Sorry. Here's this cool effect. And when I play them, I'm like, huh. It's very neat that like it gets like Grenadier Blast, it gets Dragon of the Darkest Flame.
Yeah, you got 4 symbols to pick from, and 2 of them got a lot of AOT support. Void has still been a decent symbol, and
It's got good
Xander gave
stuff.
it. Yeah, Xander gave it some more stuff. So the symbols here with the 4-hander, you can cook. Like you definitely got room to cook.
Fire has Zeru's Flame, which I think is freaking funny. Like, oops, every time you play an enhance, every time I play an enhance, you commit a card.
Yep.
Alright. Anyway, here's this 5 for 7. Let me play some other real cards.
Yeah,
And kill you.
that's very funny. That's very funny. On a 7, I check oh man, you checked a 1. I checked a 4. I checked
Plug
a
3 to my
4.
check, dumbass.
Hell yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna kill you. Nah, I'm excited to see what freaking shenanigans people cook up.
Yeah, I want to see people cook. I do not want to cook with this character, but I want to see people cook with this character.
Gotta
Same.
see
But
it.
What about you, Jake? What are you thinking?
Oh, well, I do actually hope somebody cooks with this character. Like Andrew said, we've pulled quite a few of them already in the different variants, which is nice for the collection because I want a lot of the different alts and stuff.
Word.
Set because they look fantastic. I've been gushing about this set since before it came out. I'm still gushing about this set. The set is pretty neat, albeit I think a little less powerful than some of the AOT sets we've gotten.
Agreeing.
Yeah.
I feel like this set is on par with Exandria, which was really cool and had a lot of really good flavor, but doesn't quite get to meta, like in the grand sense of this card is extra good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope somebody cooks with it. I'd like to see something, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, with that about covers it for our lesson today. Hope you guys enjoyed hearing us yap, as always, even in our adorable new forms.
The cutest
I look
form
pretty.
I've ever had.
I think I'll let us go early and try to move on to the next route. And this is actually, I didn't do an intro for myself. I'm just realizing, but I am Steph, and I am as Monica today.
I've been Jake or Natsuki.
Brian or Sayori, you'll catch me hanging around.
Andrew or Yuri, and I'm just the other schoolgirl.